Welcome to Automate Your Agency. Every week, we bring you expert insights, practical tips, and success stories that will help you streamline your business operations and boost your growth. Let's get started on your journey to more efficient and scalable operations. Coming out of our last episode, I was thinking, Micah, that we could share a little bit more on how we support our team in sharing AI ideas.
Yeah. And even if it's not AI, right? Just sharing ideas, breaking down silos. Like I was thinking the exact same thing. We share it in multiple ways, right? And I don't even think we sat down at one point and we're like, how can we break down these silos and share all this information so that our team knows what's going on? It happened and it evolved. And I think it's really important or interesting, maybe is a better word, that we do it in these different ways.
Yeah, and we've even developed some free assets too from all the different ways that we've created in different departments. And we'll link to the free asset. We've got one for AI prompts and one for AI agents. But because we all are sharing ideas and we're all working in different departments across our team, that we were able to build free assets for our listeners and share those because it is about the use cases. It is about having the ideas because you could be using it in a cool way, but you might have only thought of one cool way, whereas somebody else thought of another cool way. And now you got two cool ways. And then you can keep building on top of it.
Well, and technology is changing really quickly too. So, a great example was GPT-5 dropped this last week. And, we as an entire company have our general Slack channel. And this is where we put the information. So now 100%, not just the tech team, not just the developers, not just me, all of our account managers, our project manager, everybody in between knew one, ChatGPT 5 just dropped. Cool. They also started getting live feedback from our team as we were testing it and working with it and seeing examples. We would drop that into threaded conversations. So, for our account managers in particular, right, they're almost getting a live feed. And if they're jumping on a call with a client or a prospect and that prospect asks about ChatGPT 5, they're already going to have answers. We didn't have to sit down and train them or put together a bunch of materials. It is just live and raw right from us interacting with it the second it dropped.
Yeah. So the first thing that we did as AI rolled out and we've continued to do, like you're saying, is idea sharing in Slack. We use Slack. We have a channel that we put in ideas, and it's so cool. Like one time I needed to pull some testimonials from a client, and I just went to the transcript and then said, "Hey, what are some testimonials in here?" Got it approved to use. And like that's something, wow, one of the biggest struggles in account management is remembering to write down testimonials. Well, most of us are using a recorder now. We have the full transcript. And now, on a regular basis, you can be pulling out positive testimonials from your clients, get an approval to use it. And now, I mean, that whole system shared between our team was amazing.
Yeah. And this, across all the different ways that we share it, I think that's one of the benefits of doing this is one team might be doing that. But that's gonna give another team an idea of like, "Oh, yeah, well, then I could do this." And it just keeps building upon itself, and if you don't share these ideas, so if we never knew you did that, Elaine, or
Mhm.
nobody else on the team ever knew about that or ever saw that idea, we then it could be 12 months, it could be an entire year before somebody else goes, "Hey, have we ever thought about using it like this?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I've been doing that for a year, duh."
Well, yeah, then you think about, okay, we needed that testimonial for something specific, but then marketing sees that and goes, "Wait a minute, I could be building case studies using this now." And now they've got something because pulling that from a team member, if you're in marketing and you're trying to build a case study, you know it crawls in speed trying to pull
It
this.
just doesn't work. Crawling, what is before crawling? It just doesn't
You
move.
just lay there.
Yeah,
You're
you just lay
rolling. You're
there. You're a
rolling.
potato.
Potato. Yeah. So, then marketing has so you can see where this stuff then starts bridging out. Then the next thing that we've started doing, and this is more recent because I am not an advocate at all, and we have episodes on this for meetings, internal meetings.
Oh, I thought
I
you loved internal
no,
meetings.
I there's like a
Put that in
limit.
our
You can
Slack
my
channel.
team starts seeing whenever I'm like starting to wane out of a meeting and they're like, "All right, Elaine's not here anymore.
Your
We've got to
your
cancel the
face just
meeting."
keeps getting lower in the camera,
Like, I can't do it.
slowly sneaking out.
Yeah, I'm like, I gotta bail somehow. So, but I will say one meeting that I do love that we have, and and we have it between different teams. So we're not, everybody sharing everything all the time because that can be too much. But we have a weekly meeting where we are sharing these ideas with each other. The development
Mhm.
team can share ideas on systems that they built, ways that they use a RAG database, things like that. I don't know what that really means, but that's very technical. But where they can share those ideas, and that keeps our team stronger and using new and better ways of building systems as the technology changes and what's available. And then our other teams do the same thing where we are sharing, and I love it. We're constantly
Yeah.
coming up with great ideas, sharing because we can't know everything all the time, just like at any other company.
Well, and just to be clear, these meetings are team specific. So, yes, it's like whereas the Slack channel is company wide,
Mhm.
these break down and allow us to get really focused within a specific team to go, what are we doing? Who's doing cool stuff? What are we seeing? And kind of info share within a specific team or department.
Yeah, and I'll get a little bit more nitty-gritty on it too. We do have
Please do.
overlap. Because if somebody's listening to this and they're like, "I wanna do this," and I wanna, make sure that we're really explicit on how we're doing it. So, Micah, you're right, we do have it by department. Now we do have team member overlap on some
Yes.
meetings where,
Yep.
we do have, like, a development one, which are all of our developers, but we have some of our account managers joining that as well because they don't need to know how to build that system, but they need to know we built that system some of the ways because while we're doing a project requirements brief for that client, our account managers do need to know what to put in that requirements doc so our team can build it. And then for some of the other things, like we might have marketing or something like that, a part of our account manager meetings. That way they can extract some of the things that we're doing in a client basis so that we can pull that into marketing things and assets.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And it does, we spend about an hour.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a little shorter, sometimes it's a little longer, but it's about an hour that we, stay in and stay focused on this. And we'll run several departments in a day to knock them out. And
Mhm.
it feels like, oh gosh, I'm just doing all these internal meetings. But I agree, it is one of the most valuable things that we can set aside time for ourselves as a company to accomplish this.
Yeah, and then we start off with our development team as the first one, and I love that structure where the conversations that the account managers are a part of, then it trickles down into the next meeting with account managers, and so that we're able to build on, okay, what do we need for requirements docs and things like that, and so that's how we structure that. One of the really cool ways, Micah, that you recently came up with is using an AI agent for this.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, this applies to so many use cases, but in particular, when you have a team with specific technical knowledge, right? Then the team members that hold that knowledge, maybe it's specific product knowledge or technical product knowledge or development product knowledge, or, anytime you have that, you have the possibility of creating a bottleneck. So sales might need to get that technical knowledge detail out of somebody's head to do a quote. Maybe that quote takes way too long because that technical person is busy building stuff or on vacation or sick. Big issues, right? Marketing might need technical information. The development team might need to go to a specific, lead developer to get that technical knowledge out. And so what we've started doing is anytime we have a use case defined, we created generic use case. First, I created an agent that allows us to create these use cases based on the product that we're building. So if we build a system, we can take parts of that system, feed it to an agent. That agent will legitimately do a write up of that use case and then store that as a Google Doc. When it's stored as a Google Doc, we tie that to an AI friendly database. And then the second agent can actually search that database for all these solutions. So now instead of worrying about, oh man, what quote did we write? Or when did we recommend this? Or how did we solve this problem? Or what should we do here? And it going and creating a bottleneck, anybody on the team can go to an agent, chat with it, and it's going to search our entire database of solutions. And then it links back to the original Google Doc with the use case so they can read it.
Micah, outside of just thinking about how we're using this, thinking about how other teams can use this. Like this is about building other AI agents, but company knowledge is in people's heads
Hmm.
too often. This takes it out of somebody's head and makes it a reusable resource for anybody. Now, where this really gets even more incredible is not just your team as it is now. Every team has turnover. Somebody leaves your company, they are leaving with all that company knowledge, and you don't have access to it because it's in their head.
Hmm.
When we can extract that and then you make it available for the next team member to come on in, now they have that same access before you have or without having to train them for 4 years on all the
Yes.
different use cases.
Yes. Yes. And now we're legitimately talking about our original goal for this business, Elaine, which is building scalable systems. What could be more scalable than a centrally placed area of knowledge that anybody on the team can access and leverage for their roles and their responsibilities that does not walk out the door when you have turnover?
Mhm. And even if you're the founder, like a lot of times when we're talking with a founder, they are the bottleneck. Everything is in their head and they're,
Hmm.
the conductor trying to conduct all the work, but they are so centrally located to everything that it's if something ever happened to them, the team just starts to fall apart because they don't have all the knowledge.
Well,
But
and
you can start building that out.
yeah, and I can tell you firsthand, I don't, very few founders want to be in that position.
Yeah, it's hard to get yourself out though.
Right? It's fun at first, like, wow, look at how needed I am. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, wouldn't it be nice to like take a walk without getting a message in Slack about, hey, should I do it this way or this way? Getting it into this database and getting an agent that anybody can chat with and being able to access those resources, those documents that are created to create solutions covers all departments. But most importantly, from a founder or leadership perspective, it removes that bottleneck and it allows you to be more strategic in your time and not just answering questions all day.
So it could be in all kinds of use cases. I mean, you talked about a technical one with, how we've built things in different ways, but marketing, like how you've done a marketing plan for a client previously. What does it look like? What do you offer for your services? If you have an RFP and it's asking for specific things in there, what are the services you offer? And having that documented, then the AI agent can pull that and put that into the RFP.
Yep. Yep. I mean, you
Almost
think about
every
all the
department can
all
do
the
this.
totally. Totally. You think about all the areas of knowledge in your business. You have, what products or services do you offer? You have your pricing, your quoting, your offering or your product specifications. You have the solutions. So when you get into customized or customizable or custom or bespoke solutions, how do you build those? How do you determine what you should do?
Mhm.
Even down to company policies, right? Everything becomes centrally managed and everything becomes accessible to the right people in the right places in your org. And you have an extremely scalable business. And what's cool about this is we're not talking about like, oh, that's replacing somebody's job. No, this is not replacing somebody's job. This is the shit that we've all been suffering with for the entirety of business for, well, longer than I've been in business. That's for damn sure. So being able to solve this problem is spectacular.
Yeah. I mean, how many times has anybody said, like, the knowledge is in my head? I am having to answer questions all day. I mean, I remember one of our websites that we built was like speaking to this because we heard it so often. It was the headline of our website. It's like, I want things to work like it used to. Well, when it used to work, it was just you and an admin before because you were the business, you were the start of it. But as we build teams, we need to get that knowledge accessible to the people that are doing the work.
Yep. And I mean, this comes down to how enterprises are doing training, right? You spend weeks and months in training programs and hire consultants and getting in. I mean, this is obviously a long time ago now, but I have worked at Walmart for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks was training me on how to use a cash register, how to talk to the customers coming in through the line, and then they put me on layaway and cart pushing, and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's what we've been dealing with forever, right? Is 2 weeks to learn how to use a damn cash register. Very different than a lot of the people listening to this podcast, of course, but the idea is the same. Everything is changing in how a business is run right now. That's
Mhm.
changing. And it's not, hey, let's hire a customer service rep and train them for 6 months or 12 months. Hopefully they'll start to get to know our products.
Mhm.
And it's those bottlenecks. It's because of this. So
Mhm.
anyway, we could probably wrap this one up, Elaine. We've got multiple Slack channels that help us trade ideas. We have weekly meetings across our departments with overlap between people in them to start getting the knowledge out. And the technical solution of storing that knowledge in a database that's AI friendly and accessible through a chat interface. Now, one thing that I do want to point out super quickly is people hear that and they're like, well, how do I get knowledge out of somebody's head? And the short answer is you don't. It's the result of the offering, the result of the product or the services that you do. That's the real knowledge, right? If it's sales, it's the quotes and the proposals that you're writing. If it's development, it's the solution, the code, the app that you're writing.
Mhm.
That's what's really in people's heads. It's not you have to interview somebody and then they write it all down and then that goes into the database. It's the output that goes
Mhm.
into the database. Just to throw that
Yes.
out there. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on that.
And at the end of the day, the thing that I'm seeing that we do, Micah, whether we're just doing the first one, which is Slack or our meetings or AI agent, we are building a culture that supports leading with AI technology. That way the team feels like they can put an idea out there and we can at least see if it has legs or they did something super cool and we are given the fire emoji because it is so hot.
Yes, completely.